Ben Shapiro can't seem to stay out of the spotlight nowadays. Let me show you this report from The Hill. Conservative Ben Shapiro knocks Twitter after filing Rosie O'Donnell harassment claim. Aren't you the anti-snowflake guy? That's what I thought. That's what you say. You know, hey, you're against the microaggressions and the safe spaces and the blue-haired college kids and all their fucking political correctness. And Rosie hurt my feelings. I get a banner. I'm going to file a claim of harassment against you. Poop face. What happened, man? Now, listen, to be fair to Ben Shapiro, he says, no, I don't really want her banned. I want to unveil a double standard that Twitter has against conservatives. What? Listen, Donald Trump has repeatedly been in violation of Twitter's standards, their rules. I mean, he fucking retweeted hate videos from a hate group. You know, this is a guy who, remember when he retweeted those fake neo-Nazi numbers about black crime? I certainly do. It was during the election. It was during the primary. He repeatedly threatens Kim Jong-un. Little Rocket Man, and only one thing will work. Nothing worked with the other president. Only one thing will work, implying, hey, maybe we'll bomb the shit out of you. In fact, he literally, I think, called for that one time. So, here's a guy who, without question, has violated Twitter's rules. So, but Twitter hasn't taken him down. So what do you mean anti-conservative bias or anti-right-wing or Republican bias? He's still up. Now, of course, he's the president, so it would probably cause a firestorm if he got pulled down. And let me be clear, I don't want him pulled down. In fact, I'm on the record as saying I wish Twitter, I wish the only things that, you know, led to, you know, cracking down were direct threats of violence, libel, slander, and maybe doxing, you know? So, or libel and slander. Wait, that's like the same thing. One's spoken word, one's written word. Whatever the written word one is. So, you know, I'm on the record as saying I wish Twitter was more in favor of a radical free speech position, a free speech absolutist position. But my point is, listen, dude, you don't think that this is going to be used in a nefarious way against both sides? You don't think? So, okay, they start pulling down neo-Nazis. They are doing that. You don't think Marxists are next? You don't think genuine Antifa people are next? I guarantee you they are. I mean, look, we've already seen. Look at what happened to Peter Douche. So Peter Douche is the parody of Peter Dow. Peter Dow, of course, is the most smug corporate Democrat in the world whose entire life is based on saying all criticism of Hillary Clinton is bullshit. So you have a guy who's parodying that guy. It says in his Twitter bio, this is a parody. His name is fucking Peter Douche, not Peter Dow. Peter Douche, the parody account is. And he got pulled down. So why are you, like, this is what these guys do, man. Everything is like, they rail against the left because they say they fucking fake victim culture. But then anytime they feel even the slightest opportunity, they play the victim. Look, you want me to be objective about this, and you want me to be fair about people who are unfairly targeted on the other side when it comes to free speech? I've already done it. You go check my record. I was the first person on the left when, there was a riot at Berkeley over a Milo speech. I was the first one to stand up and say, let the guy speak. He's a douchebag. He's an asshole. I don't like him, but let him speak. Let him speak. Free speech is about defending people who you despise the most. That's the whole point. So I'm consistent on this. But you are pretending like Twitter never uses it against the left. I already established they have used it against the left. And you yourself are doing the fucking harassment claim against Rosie O'Donnell. Ben, you're just a hack, man. You're just a hack, you know? And this is what you find. All these people who love to cloak themselves in free speech and pretend like it's their most important issue, they are nowhere to be found when the free speech is on the other side. You're just not there. Did you make a big thing about, hey, free speech is for Colin Kaepernick? Sure, it's a private institution, the NFL. They can do whatever the fuck they want. But they shouldn't, because on principle, he's just doing nonviolent protest on an issue he cares deeply about. So maybe silently kneeling is an acceptable form of free expression, and everybody should get the fuck off his ass. Has Ben Shapiro mentioned a single word in support of the various pro-Palestinian professors who've been deplatformed from universities in the U.S.? Not a single word. Not a single word, because that's the definition of a hack. The person who will defend this principle only when it cuts in their direction, with their political leanings. I just told you, I was the first one out there, Milo, who I despise. Every fiber of my being, I despise the guy. I defended him, because I actually care about the principle. You, on the other hand, apparently do not, because you're denying that Twitter ever censors people on the left. Again, already established that wasn't true. And, Donald Trump gets away with violating terms of service. So you're pretending like there's this double standard that's simply not there. And you're using the exact tactics you claim to despise against Rosie O'Donnell. By the way, what they're really referring to here, Rosie O'Donnell told Ben Shapiro, "Suck my dick, Ben," after he said something like Trump will be on Mount Rushmore if he orders an investigation into Rosie. Because Rosie said on Twitter, "I'll give $2 million to Jeff Flake or Susan Collins if they vote against this tax bill." And then Ben Shapiro, for the first time in his life, he came out against money in politics. He literally argues for money in politics. But he turned around when that happened and was like, I can't, money in politics is so disgusting when it's Rosie O'Donnell doing it. But apparently when Goldman Sachs does it, apparently when defense contractors do it like fucking Boeing and Honeywell, apparently when every other billionaire or corporation does it, totally fine, that's their free speech rights. But Rosie O'Donnell does it, oh my God, bribery, Donald Trump should go after her and then he'd go on Mount Rushmore. So, tongue-in-cheek, Rosie responds, "Suck my dick, Ben." And what does he do? Harassment! I've been harassed! Oh, I need a safe space. My feels. This is a microaggression against me. Rosie, how could you? You are what you claim to despise, Ben. You are. If they are social justice warriors, you are a social injustice warrior.